Any great story subverts expectation and throws viewers a complete plot twist or two. Well, today I got some wild, mind-blowing possibilities that Halo Infinite's story may bring about, because as we've seen in every single Halo game before, there was a major plot twist, and you better bet your bottom dollar that there will be a plot twist in this game. So today we're going to discuss all the theories that I think would be relevant enough to be plot twists, like Master Chief may fire the Halo rings on purpose, main characters dying, exactly who and why, and the Covenant returning but in a completely different way, and many more ideas and why they're actually likely to happen in Halo Infinite. Guys, it's gonna be a fun one. Let's get into it. As I've asserted before, each Halo game comes with a plot twist that really makes the game impactful. For example, in Halo 1 we learned that the Halos are galaxy-killing machines. In Halo 2 saw the Arbiter betray the Covenant. And then Halo 3, Cortana began to die and then died in Halo 4, which people didn't really think would ever happen. And then Master Chief going AWOL in Halo 5. Now these are some loose examples I just threw out on the top of my head, but these ideas flipped the narrative that made things adventurous and unpredictable, kind of like changing the rules of what was possible in the Halo story. The worst possible mistake Halo Infinite story can make is it being predictable and safe, and I don't know, it kind of concerns me when they say that, hey, 343 won't make the same mistake, that they want newcomers to not get lost, and that kind of implies that maybe veteran Halo fans won't be interested as a consequence. So yeah, I just decided to make a video about all this, so let's bust into some epic plot twists that may actually happen in Halo Infinite, and I would say some are fairly likely to happen as well. At number 5, the Infinity is destroyed, and Dr. Halsey, along with some of the Infinity crew, if not all, are executed by Cortana. Now, this could happen in a variety of ways, but that's the base idea. But what's so disturbing about this theory is that the Infinity sort of represents a life raft. If you've read Halo Bad Blood or even just watched the ending of Halo 5, we certainly get a glimpse on how important the Infinity is, considering that it may be one of the only ships in the entire galaxy that is, one, powerful, and two, that's, UNSC, it's a UNSC warship that has not been compromised by an AI, as Roland decided to not take Cortana's offer. It's basically humanity's last chance at fighting back against Cortana, or finding something that can, and destroying her created. And the Infinity may be important against the Flood's revival as well. At the end of Halo 5, Cortana taunts the Infinity saying, "Hide and seek is over," which I feel that she will eventually capture the Infinity, that she's going to spend a considerable amount of resources finding this very important ship. So that's why I think it's very important that the Infinity is not captured or destroyed. Now let me explain how it will be one of those things. I think it's very likely that the Infinity will eventually be just not be able to outrun Cortana anymore, and the ship will go down with an EMP before it has time to escape. And Cortana warps hundreds of Promethean warriors on board, sort of like how they were warped in on Halo Spartan Ops. These Prometheans will begin mercilessly killing anyone who doesn't immediately throw down their guns and surrender, much like in Halo Bad Blood on the Rebel colony, where she did the exact same thing as I'm describing. Cortana will likely take everyone on board, people that she didn't kill, as prisoners, including the Spartan 4s, which Cortana very likely sees as an enemy of the state because they chose to be Spartans, that they kind of promote war and whatnot, and she would very likely begin executions with the Spartans, maybe even do public executions of the commanders and the people in charge and on top, like Spartan Palmer. In Halo Bad Blood, Cortana's forces didn't hesitate opening fire upon her enemies, so I'm sure she won't mind tearing the Infinity up. It could be that the Infinity visits Zeta Halo, and that's where it's attacked, and escape pods land, as well as Pelicans and other smaller ships land onto Zeta Halo on the ring's surface, which may explain why we see the Pelican and the Marines crashed on Zeta Halo. At number 4, the Covenant make a galactic return. Now, this new Covenant isn't going to be the same as the old Covenant. There's a lot of circumstances, a lot of history behind the old Covenant, but this new Covenant that I'm speaking of is going to be similar in nature because it's going to have a lot of different alien species, but it's all going to be unified under one supreme commander, and that would be Cortana. Now, as confirmed in canon fodder, then further seen actually in Halo Bad Blood, the Grunts' homeworld, they've actually surrendered to Cortana, and they are very much rewarded for that, with their once dormant world being filled with now brilliant machinery and abundance and factories and just a utopia. I figure it makes sense that Cortana will eventually hire some kind of police force to help along with the Prometheans, and this may be considered the new Covenant. Under Cortana, of course, although it's going to be pretty different, and it may actually consist of humans as well. The Covenant once praised the Foreigner technology as gods that they were meant to, go on the great journey with by firing the Halo rays. And then, of course, with the collapse of the Covenant, that would spin off to the remnants of the Didact's hand. So, with that order, I think it's actually pretty unlikely people and aliens won't think of Cortana as some kind of goddess, because honestly, she comes pretty close to being one now, and the Covenant and these alien species have an actual idol to, praise, whereas the Didact kind of disappeared, and the Foreigners were never quite there with the Covenant. They only spoke to monitors and AIs and stuff, so really there's more likelihood of them praising Cortana as a goddess than any time before. The question here is, how will Cortana manipulate people to do her bidding, and how will she kind of take advantage of that if she does? And how does the new Covenant actually look like? Will there be old Covenant battle cruisers and old Covenant weapons and their own Covenant weapons? Or will it all be Foreigner weapons and Foreigner-based ships and fleets under Cortana's command to, help her alongside the Prometheans, and to tracking down people and enforcing her new law? Perhaps this new Covenant may teach a new religion surrounded by her, and they might build statues around her, embrace the teaching of the mantle of responsibility with some extra radical twist of Cortana's superiority, and so on. All meanwhile hunting down maybe the Infinity and maybe combating another huge force. So for example, if a new rebellion force comes about, then this would give Cortana a perfect reason to build a new Covenant, as I'm describing here. But there's a lot of possibilities in subplot twists that they could go with this that will really throw Halo fans off and be completely unexpected. And by the way, this is a really new, in my opinion, a really new creative way to reviving the Covenant that won't just be, the typical way we've seen 1,000 times before. At number 3, one of the main characters are killed off by Cortana. So I believe every great story needs a moment or two of humbling the viewer or player by killing off a character we like, and leaving us really grateful for all the characters that are still alive, and even liking the ones that we once disliked before. Now this was done with Sergeant Johnson, although he was mostly liked when he parted with some heavy words about Cortana, but this really added to the Spartan and AI dynamic, and it really left us with a real sense of sacrifice, that this war did cost things, even our favorite characters, and that's what I think they need to do in Halo Infinite. At the moment, Halo players know Cortana has killed hundreds, if not thousands, of people by waking the Guardians. With them rising out of the ground, it just destroyed settlements and people died. But who are these people that died, and why do we care? If I'm keeping it real, the people that die in the background aren't important to us as viewers and players of this Halo experience, nor do we really care about them. In order for it to be a mind-bending plot twist, it has to be unexpected and relevant and actually, cost something. And that's why I think characters that are liked, like Edward Buck, the Arbiter, Dr. Halsey, Thomas Lasky, which by the way are conveniently high on Cortana's target list as well, would be a great, role to die to show sacrifice against the created human war. There's also a chance that less popular characters like Agent Locke, Spartan Palmer, Fred, Kelly, and Linda may be responsible for saving one of the executed, maybe not all, or maybe one of these characters will be humbled, especially Spartan Palmer or Locke, because if they die, in a cool, epic, kind of sacrificing way, then I think people would really warm up to that character. It'd be a little bit ironic, right when they die, we end up liking them. But really, less popular characters being killed off won't really do much of an impact. In fact, some Halo fans might celebrate at them dying, if I'm keeping it real. I don't think people would shed many tears for Palmer or Locke dying, not as much as they would, for example, Dr. Halsey or the Arbiter. Now, I may be wrong, but that's just my observation as, being a Halo YouTuber. But, Cortana hunting down and killing a main character fire could change every character dynamic. A main character dying at the direct cause of Cortana would also be, in a way, humbling. And honestly, I really do think Dr. Halsey should be the one to die in Halo Infinite. Not because I want her to die, I actually love her character and I think she should be explored, and it's a damn shame that they waited until now to put her into the story on a big scale. But I do think Dr. Halsey should die in Halo Infinite because, well, it would be the most relevant in this story. You know, the one they've led us to believe it's going to be, you know, with Cortana taking up pretty much the entire antagonistic part of this next game. Quick break, just wanted to give a shout out to Audible. Don't miss out on their offer for all Halo followers, that includes you, to get a free Halo ebook or one of millions of books. Sign up is super duper fast if you already have an Amazon account, so link down in the description to get that book. Dr. Halsey should die in Halo Infinite because 1, she created Cortana, 2, she makes perfect sense to play a big role in the game because after all, it was hinted at as she was the first and last person in Halo 5's cutscenes. 3, it would motivate Chief to kill Cortana, where before he might just try to further reason with her. And 4, it plays out a beautiful sense of irony, you know, the created killing her creator. And although I personally, and I'm sure many of you guys do love Dr. Halsey, she's kind of a bad person. I know what she did was, like, you know, justified for, but she's done some wicked things, and it would be kind of interesting to see Cortana bring justice to her. It could also be a major plot twist for us to see Master Chief die, or so we think anyway, because quite frankly, most of us think he's invincible and Microsoft would never permit him dying, right? But maybe we're wrong, and even though we're discussing it right now, I would still be completely shocked if they did that route, even if they decided to do a fake out death like at the end of Halo 4 with Cortana. At number 2, we fire the Halo rings on purpose. Now hang with me here. So the Covenant wiped out half of humanity, right? All over the galaxy, huge war, humanity got their ass kicked, almost leaving them on the brink of extinction. The Covenant even advanced onto Earth, our home. Well, like the Covenant, I think the Flood should pose a galactic, real threat such as this to humanity in Halo Infinite. And I think it only makes sense because it's humanity's turn to be judged worthy of the mantle of responsibility by the ancient precursors, aka the Flood. In Halo Infinite, the parasite should cross the line, so to speak, of no turning back, such as leaving the Ark and infecting entire human colonies, maybe dozens and dozens of them, leaving even Cortana terrified, distressed, and frantic, having no idea what to do. The Flood's return on a mass scale leaves humanity little to no chance, considering even the more advanced and colonized foreigners were defeated by them. Even Cortana would be limited to fighting back. She would only be able to buy everyone a little bit of time, and it would only be a matter of time before everything would be infected. So really the only chance, if the Flood do return, for humanity and any alien species to survive the infection would be to fire the Halo rings on purpose. And what makes this plot twist so exciting to me is that one of the pillars of this franchise is that firing the Halo rings would kill everybody, and that's bad. That's like the fundamental of what this game is about. Now, it would be so interesting to flip that on its head and to see, but what if that's actually our goal in Halo Infinite? These Halo rings were made for a purpose, and the Flood returning on a mass scale, well, that would fulfill the Halo rings' purpose, to fire and to kill all sentient life. So this is what I'm thinking. What if Cortana begins a multi-trillion life form evacuation, the biggest that the galaxy's ever seen, to transport all life safe from the Halo array's blast? If entire worlds have been infected, it's either that solution or coming up with a cure, which besides ancient humanity's supposed cure, I really don't think there's much of a choice here. There's also a chance that the Flood may just kind of sneak into the galaxy secretly from other star systems and galaxies like they did in the Foreigner days. At number 1, Master Chief kills Cortana. From the very beginning, these two have had a very meaningful and loving platonic relationship, maybe something more, and we witness Cortana slowly decaying from rampancy, then her finally dying in Halo 4, and then the aftermath, her going crazy. Now, this was emotional because she had grown on us for years, more than a decade, and it's just been building up to this moment for years, right? How do you even top such a sad ending that had been built up and set up all the way back since Halo 2? Well, as I'm suggesting here, what if they kill each other? In Halo 5, we had a plot twist that she had gone evil, so to speak. And now Cortana is the enemy, forcing her will and authority on everybody. So what's more shocking and tragic than death? What can conclude what had been set up since Halo 2? Well, I would say, two friends trying to kill each other. That's fucking sad, more than one of them just going away and disappearing. Maybe even one succeeding, or God forbid, they actually kill each other. To see the narrative of Master Chief hunting down his old best friend Cortana, and actually killing her because she's evil and broken now, and that she's done maybe a lot of terrible things like killing Dr. Halsey, that justifies Master Chief no longer reasoning with her, maybe her helping the Flood as well. Well, seeing Master Chief actually go after her and kill her, well, I think that would be far beyond more heart-wrenching and emotional than Cortana simply fading away like in Halo 4. Imagine what kind of feelings that would be evoked in Halo players as we would have to push the QuickTime button to kill evil Cortana, and maybe even see her break free from the logic plague and rampancy for a last moment to say she's sorry for everything, as she actually does die this time, but at John's hand. I think it would be a very powerful emotional moment. Now obviously 343 Industries would have to execute this idea pretty damn well, because what I'm suggesting here is quite a crazy idea, but that seems to be the direction they're going in anyway, with Cortana being this, authoritative ruler, searching for people, trying to execute innocent people's lives as she's already done, and so on. But to top that, I think it would be pretty dramatic for John to finally dispel his humanity and what it means to be a machine, and maybe send Cortana out with one of those phrases, or even a heartfelt apology, or even regret as he kills her, maybe even admitting that he loved Cortana before terminating her, something that would leave us jaw dropped. It would also be fitting to see Master Chief, in the process of killing Cortana, end his own life, as he, technically tried to do at the end of Halo 4. He hit that nuke not knowing that Cortana would save either of them. So, to think Master Chief to saving innocent lives from Cortana, that is perfect in Chief's character. And since we already saw a compassionate ending with Cortana helplessly fading away and dying, then a rescue mission of Chief, well, I think the next logical step would be a full 180, because again, we're already going in that direction, and that would be seeing Chief, saving someone for Cortana and then killing his beloved AI. Before you head out, be sure to check out Audible, get a free Halo audiobook, get more invested in Halo lore. Super easy to sign up, link down in the description. So, what do you think the biggest plot twist in Halo Infinite could be? And did any of the suggested ideas today make you uncomfortable or excited? Let me know what you felt and what's on your mind down in the comment section below. And of course, be sure to like this video up if you ended up enjoying, and subscribe for many more videos just like this one, and hit that notification bell. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.